enhance our ability to play a leading role in our collective efforts towards peace and stability. The Ummah as a whole also needs to be steadfast in the promotion of peaceful dispute resolution mechanisms. We must ensure that a body within our organization is created to ensure that disputes between our nations are amicably resolved.
Generally, I believe it has been a successful meeting in that there was consensus on all we set out to do on the agenda. There was no major disagreement really on the key issues, at least, that were very important to us.
The Gambian leader also commended the UNESCO executive body for accepting the state of Palestine as a member and the United Nations for the decision to offer the country a non-member observer state status. The two-day summit came to an end with President Jammeh declaring the Gambia's bid to host the 14th summit of the organization slated for 2019. The offer was welcomed by leaders of the second largest international body, who also have it noted in the final communique adopted by consensus at the closing ceremony.
The Wolof says that Kuyaga si ten back fekaloko. You know, His Excellency has been fighting, you know, for this country to host the OIC. And it's way back to 96, so to 2000, where, you know, we've expressed, he expressed, you know, the intention of the Gambia to host, you know, the summit. So he has been given the chances, allowing others to have it, like Malaysia for some reason. A request from the Malaysian President Mahathir, and subsequent you know, meetings also, you know, he let it go, but he believed that the time was not right, maybe, and that was Allah's decision. You know, His Excellency made it very clear, a very passionate proposal, you know, for debate this afternoon, and it was well received. And before the end, it was declared, you know, that they're very happy to inform the gathering that the next summit would be in Turkey, and they have accepted and appreciated the offer of the Gambia to host it in 2019.
That was a high note, bringing the session to a close, with the President assuring leaders of the bloc of a successful summit, counting on the experience garnered in the hosting of the African Union Summit in 2006.
But the totality of the summit has to be seen not only in the context of the final communique, but also in the context of the individual interventions made by the different heads of state and leaders.
The changes that are happening could be used to further strengthen human development. And when I talk of human development, it links me to the fact that OIC comprises of countries that are one of the richest on earth in terms of minerals. And if we are to use these resources well in support and in solidarity, we should be able to tackle most of the poverty issues that we face in our countries.
He met the President of the Republic of Turkey, His Excellency Abdullah Gül, and the size of the Gambian delegation in that closed-door meeting is testimony to the different fields of interest the Gambia wishes to engage its Turkish counterparts. The President also met the Secretary General of the OIC, His Excellency Ekmeledin Isanogulu, as well as the head of the Moroccan delegation to the 12th conference of the OIC, before departing for Banjul under a trail of successes recognized even by Gambian students studying in Cairo. They have gathered to cheer him off as such short notice. Abinjai, GRTS.
The people of Pejab, West Coast region, recently celebrated the inauguration of a skills acquisition center, courtesy of a Netherlands-based NGO called Help the Gambia to Learn. Fatou Jasseh reports the intervention forms part of a broad range of endeavors conceived to arm the youth of the country with vocational education.
After years of concerted efforts geared towards providing quality education for the village's future leaders, the Friends of Penyam village finally took delivery of a skills training center, which will serve as an annex to the upper basic school.
Well, we would like to build lower basic here on the grounds, and we hope to start maybe September, October, if the funds are available, because now we go home and we do fundraising for the lower basic.
The regional education director hailed the philanthropists for donating learning materials to school children, which he said will aid them in their education. He further urged the people to make the best out of these facilities brought to their doorstep and tasked parents and guardians to work hand in hand with the teachers for the betterment of the village. Bakari Kujabi is the project coordinator. He dilates on the numerous benefits his community will gain from the development.
The community will really utilize this structure because it's well equipped, and definitely it is for the interest of the village and the entire community, especially the Gambia, because it's well equipped, and I think we will make the best use of it.
The community of Penyam village through the Alcalo expressed their appreciation for the laudable gesture. For Grts News, I am Fatou Jassi.
Stakeholders in the business of disaster management and mitigation have been taking part in a campaign designed to broaden their understanding of a wide range of issues such as child protection, fire outbreaks, and environmental sanitation. Ibrahim Ajata has more on a recent gathering hosted by the Kanifing municipality.
The campaign was effected to inform and educate people about disaster issues ranging from causes and effects as well as applicable preventive methods. The organizers also dilated on community policing and child protection concerns, which they say need to be seriously taken into consideration. The Secretary General of Serekunda Ward Disaster Committee on Disaster Management underscored the challenges and constraints they continue to face in mitigating disasters. Finance and logistics is usually a bottleneck which always hampers endeavors, according to Secretary General Toure.
We've been around doing disaster-related activities, like feeding feeder roads. As you all know, just behind us, there's a road right here, which we did just before the rains. And even during the rains, we did the gutters around the Moss Road. So these are all activities we have to compliment him for that. Because as you all know, we are all in the same line. We are all working for the same purpose. And in bringing people around here tonight, sensitizing them about community policing and disaster prevention, I think it is our own benefit. So for this reason, we are asking you people to come on board.
Child issues also got a slice of discussion. Speaking on this issue, Aminata Tal deplored the culture of silence in our communities, saying that any cases of child abuse should be immediately reported to the authorities and not buried due to domestic ties, which in many occasions, she said, is why criminals get to walk away scot-free.
Child right is a right given to a person under the age of 18, while protection is a way parents should protect their children. For example, nowadays, the case of abuse is very rampant in our society, and also rape cases. We should break the culture of silence. Parents should not just keep quiet. We always like to send our children to these markets to sell, do other things. But if we educate our child, the girl child, for example, tomorrow she will benefit us.
The Disaster Committee's advisor, Alaji Birangay, also spoke in detail on disaster preparedness and prevention. He said basic things like environmental sanitation and upkeep can do a lot in controlling preventable disasters such as floods. Gay further mentioned the dangers of fire outbreaks, which he said can be very deadly, especially during the Harmattan period. It's really a question of collective endeavors courting communal vigilance against fire outbreaks and other perilous hazards which augment the scale of disasters. This is why authorities want to involve communities to particularly support interventions and diversify sensitization programs for greater outreach and impact. Ibrahim Ajata, GRTS.
Well, the Gambia Police Force has taken delivery of 10 stretchers and 10 complete first aid boxes. The items donated by Gambia Red Cross Society are expected to help the police when it comes to handling emergencies. Fatou Jasseh reports.
The Gambia Red Cross Society works closely with other stakeholders in the provision of assistance to vulnerable groups. It is in this vein the humanitarian organization continues to invest in sustainable programs at all levels of society to provide the much-needed social services.
It is the responsibility of the Gambia Red Cross to make sure that personnel of the police force living the Gambia or working inside the Gambia should have basic knowledge of first aid to be able to protect and save lives. For being the case, the Gambia Red Cross have trained at least annually 30 people, and this year the cooperation will also continue, and we are also going to target another 30 personnel to be trained. But this donation that we are presenting today is a support from the international community